So for me it was just like helping me see that I'm not alone in this, and whatever it is that it seems like I'm going through is what that's people that are going to achieve greatness usually pass through this path. So I am not alone on this. And it gave me some level of encouragement. And thank you so much for sharing.
Wow, wow, that is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And you actually did an extensive research from what you have said, and I love the fact that you're able to relate that with your personal journey, so it makes it resonate more with us. Yeah, so thank you so much, Ms. Victory, for that. That was very insightful. Ms. Glory, are you saying something?
Yes, yes. I just wanted to add to what Victory said. She said
All
what
right.
was on my mind. So I have not heard of the book before actually. So I had to do some little research on it. And this monomyth, this book just states the fact that everybody have their stories. But throughout history, these stories have always followed the same basic pattern.
Mm,
And that's the 12 stop 12 what's the sorry
stages.
12 stages, yes, thank you. 12 stages that we are to that were outlined in the book. It has been a great one. It is a great book, and I hope to read it someday. So talking about the first stage, I cannot remember the exact line, but it is like there's a path for us to follow. There's a path we want to follow. And sometimes we don't always, it's not always easy, most times, the path we want to follow. And there's sometimes we refuse to follow that path. There's sometimes we end up heeding to the call of that path, then taking the first step, the first milestone, as it was said, to the first milestone, then to doing greater things along the journey. And it says that what it's represented for me is that we don't always get it right at the first time. There are different obstacles that we face. Anything good is not always easy. It's not always starting out easy, or it's not looking always looking good at the first start. But it's a reminder that the little things we do now matters. It's a way we respond to the result at the end, whether it be right or wrong. But many times it's like we are seeing the obstacles before results, and it's just a reminder that an hero's journey is not the perfect one. Even movies tell us, Marvel and DC movies, that Flash was not always the Flash, and he was not always the good person from the start. But as he
Mm,
went on doing what he loved to do, then that is when he started getting it right all along, like on the way, and it led to a good. He became a good person and was seen as a hero. So that's just what I got from the summary of the book.
wow, thank you. It's encouraging to hear the things I'm hearing. It really feels like we took out the time to go through it. And if you have not gone through it, well, there's nothing nothing would be done. I mean, in that regard, because it's final day today. But I would encourage you that you take out the time to go through it and just think about it. I also stumbled across this not too long ago, and I went through it. I checked different websites. It's actually more than 12. Yes, but I just felt like this would be okay for us to start something with, right? So if you see my screen right now, you'll see the different stages. I'll just run through everything in 2 minutes. The ordinary world, the call to adventure, refusal of the call, meeting the mentor, crossing the first threshold, test allies, enemies, approach to the inmost cave, the ordeal, reward, the road back, the resurrection, and my best part, return, the final return. All right. And all of this just goes to show you how that we all go through journeys, right? We all go through journeys in life, right? And a lot of the times, if we do not take our time to look through these things, we may not even understand what is going on. But the whole point was just to remind us again and again and again that there is a journey to this thing. Storytelling, growth in every area, in every wise, there is always a journey involved. All right, that being said, I think we should get our hands very dirty today. with prompting and everything. So this is just me showing you my screen with Gemini, and yeah, yes. Are we familiar with Gemini? I think I'd like to ask that to start with. Are we familiar with Gemini? Or please go ahead, ma. If your hand was raised. Okay, you are familiar with Gemini. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so which would you prefer, Gemini or API or ChatGPT? Gemini or ChatGPT? Would you prefer Gemini or ChatGPT? ChatGPT. Okay, 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 okay. GPT. Okay, okay. If I'm seeing a bit of bias there, but I understand. So come on, let's talk, because this will determine which I'm going to use today. So because I have both tabs now open on my browser. So which would you like to? Please go ahead, man.
Okay, thank you so much. So I wanted to give reasons why I chose ChatGPT over Gemini. I tried, um, I gave both of them a prompt, or I prompted them. I don't know how to use the language, and they both gave me different results. And ChatGPT gave me better results. So I felt like, okay, I will just go with this. So yeah.
All right, all right. Yeah, yeah. I've gotten that quite a lot. Um, I'll just be giving you my own personal preference, right? It's unique to everybody, right? I use three major LLMs, four. I use four major LLMs. So they are called LLMs, large language models. Large language models. So there's a theory behind this. I can't explain that now because of time, but they are called LLMs, large language models. And if you are interested in building your own chat box, I think probably by the end of the year, I'm not saying as a promise, but the next bootcamp could be about building LLMs. And you're saying, I'm not a tech person, I'm not a tech, you don't have to be a tech person to build your own chat box. You could build a chat box for yourself, give it your own data, and you work with personally, right? So that's more advanced than this. This is very basic, right? But they're called LLMs, large language models. All right. So I use four chat boxes majorly. I use ChatGPT for a lot. Yeah. I use Gemini also. I use Copilot. Copilot is on Edge. It's also an app you could get on your phone, and I use Claude AI. Now, of all of this, my personal what's it called, go to is Copilot, and ah, all right. I'm trying to not be biased as well, because you guys were a bit biased in your responses. But if I want to do something very technical, I use Claude AI, right? I use Claude AI because it's very technical. It sounds like a professional. ChatGPT can give you different responses based on the what's it called, the model that you use. Now, I think I should start by saying that the recent update that was done on OpenAI, so everybody is now using ChatGPT. If you are using the free plan, you are using ChatGPT GPT-5. GPT-5 is fast. It thinks way faster. It thinks very fast. Still prone to some errors, but less errors than GPT 4. I think 4.0 mini, which was the previous version, right? So now it's good you understand these things. You're asking, why am I learning the version? Because what you use determines the response you get. How do I explain this? Now, if you look at my screen here, you would see Gemini 2.5 Flash. Now, this is the latest model available to free users, right? Inside of this 2.5 Flash, you have the best image editor I have seen so far. The best AI image editor I have seen so far. It's called Nano Banana. Very funny name. Let me type it so you can see it. It's called Nano Banana. Nano Banana. Yeah, it is the best image editor. If you want to create any image at all, I repeat, any image at all, this so far has been ranked the best image editor the world has ever seen, right? It could manipulate images, it could transform text, it could add. I'm showing you some things I did recently. I hope I can show you on my, okay, it should be on my laptop as well. But now, not to worry, I promised people that everything that you are seeing on my laptop now can be done on your phone. It can be done on your phone, right? So please do not think this is only a laptop thing. All right. So like I was trying to explain to you earlier, you would see Gemini 2.5 Flash here. 2.5 Flash is the one available to us. Now you need to understand the model, right? The model determines what you can use it for, right? If you need something very fast, something very easy to use, please make use of the 2.5 Flash. Are we following, please? Are we together, please? I want to be sure I'm not saying high sounding. Are we still following, please? I need to get more responses. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So, like I was trying to explain, that the model determines what you use it for. Exactly. So you will find here GPT. Sorry, you would find here 2.5 Flash for fast all-round response. For those that do things that are math related, you need to use 2.5 Pro. For those that also program, those that are into mathematics, statistics, 2.5 Pro would really help, right? So these are the two plans available on the free model. If you want to use Google AI Pro, then you have to upgrade. Yeah, and the first month is free. The first month is free, and the second month is a token about 28,000 naira, Nigerian naira, right? So you have access to all of the models, but this is what Gemini does. All right, now we move on to the one that everybody likes. I have my reservations for ChatGPT, but I think I will not bring it here. But I do have my reservations for ChatGPT. All right, now let's quickly. I want to show you something there as well. All right. Okay, move on to your ChatGPT that we all really, 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 really enjoy using, which is trust me, ChatGPT is versatile. My God, it has a lot and a lot and a lot and a lot of data, right? And this is good because it helps you fine-tune whatever you want to do, right? And it also helps you get responses at an amazing rate. But then let's not talk about boring. I think we should go to practicals, right? So quickly, I played a video yesterday for us, and I would like to show you my creative process if you want to see it. So it's something you want to learn with me today. I'll quickly show you how to work on things like that. I think I'll give more responses. Would you like to see the creative process behind image creation, image generation, idea brainstorming and things like that? All right. All right. All right. Thank you so much. So now it all begins with a blank canvas. There are different kinds of promptings. Now this where I don't have a slide for this, so sorry. So I'll try to explain as much as possible because I wanted it to be a practical class all through. Now we have different types of prompting. But I'll only be listing three because the three in this what's it called? The three I'll be listing are the ones that are most important to us in this class today. All right. Now the first prompting that we have is what is called few shot prompting, or rather zero shot prompting. Let's start with that. Zero shot prompting. So I'll be using the chat box in case you need to type these few things. It's called zero shot prompting. Now, in zero shot prompting, you do not provide an example for the AI to use. So this is the most basic prompting form. Quick example, write me an essay. Like I said, if you are still typing, it's even the AI itself, it narrows it down. If you look at my screen, it is narrowed down to, so what essay? Is it for an event? Is it the impact of tech? So exactly. So this I just wrote down is called zero shot prompting. It's prompting that does not give the AI something to work with, right? So if I send this now to ChatGPT, you get an essay definitely, right? But you are exactly. You see here now, because this is GPT-5, it's going to ask you this. But if I move to a lesser, sorry, if I move to a lesser version of this, it will actually get me something. But this is called zero shot prompting, not giving your AI context and perspective. Now we move on to the next type. The next type is called, are we following, please? I want to be very fast so we could cover a lot of grounds today. Are we together, please? All right, the second type is called few shot prompting. Now, if you want to know more about this, I'll send a document to you, to your mails. So if you fill the form, I'll send a free document to everybody. Document is from Google itself, and it explains all the types of prompting there are. All right, now the next type is few shot prompting. In few shot prompting, you give the AI an example to work with. All right, let's go again. Where's my GPT now? All right, so write me an essay. All right, so let it be about the Holocaust. I like the Holocaust a lot because it's a point in time that we should always remember. Let it be about the Holocaust. Now, so this is still very basic, but this is now few short prompting. All right. So you see, all right, then clarifying before I begin. Now it will still ask you further questions. Now, this updates happened recently because OpenAI realized that there are a lot of questions that people ask that even if you ask a fellow human being the question, the person could not answer it because some questions are very vague. So it has now inculcated into the model responses that makes you better clarify the answer. Now, let's now move on. All right. So is that so? Before I begin, what would you like this essay on the Holocaust to be about? Should it be, general? Should it be reflective? So let's now rewrite this prompt quickly. I want very fast. So write me an essay about the Holocaust, detailing its impact on the world and lessons that can be cool from it. There you have your essay. Now, in case you're wondering, do I just copy this and paste it? You do not do that at the very start. Sometimes you go through it, you read it, get the context behind it, but this already is something to work with. Now, so this is called few short prompting. You give an example for you to work with, right? So now these two promptings are very okay to use if you want to do on the surface level, right? But there's another type of prompting that I really use literally every time I use ChatGPT and other LLMs, right? And it is called role prompting. Let me type again on Google Meet. It's called role prompting. Now, in role prompting, you give AI a lot of context. So it understands what it is saying, you understand what it is doing, you understand what it has to give to you back. All right. I want to see what I can do here. I want to show you something so you understand that this is actually something very, very interesting. All right. I'm going to show you something now. And I'd like to tell you that all of these, the slides you saw from day one, everything that you have been seeing, we're all, promptings, right? Mostly the, what's it called? The row prompting. Now I'm going to be showing you a design on my screen. So this is my Instagram account. This is a book I'm currently working on. Can we all see this, please? Can we all see this, please? Now, this entire design was prompted with AI. Right? This entire design, this book itself, the front cover design, everything was prompted with AI. Now, how is this possible? Number one, I have to start with raw prompting. Raw prompting allows you to tell the AI exactly what you want it to do. Exactly what you want it to do. Right? Now, let's I think I'll try to ask this question for you guys to ask. Now, so before now, I used to pay for graphic design for my books. Before now, the first two books I published, I had to pay. But understanding how AI works now, I could do any design I want to do with simple promptings. All right, now, so who could tell me, what do you think raw prompting is? Quickly, I want this to be very, very interactive. Who could tell me, what do you think raw prompting is? Quickly. Anyone. What do you think raw prompting is? Because I would like us to get practical tonight. What do you think? Once you hear the word raw prompting, what comes to mind? Anyone, please. I would like us to be very fast. All right, Amira wants to. Please go ahead, Amira.
Oh, hello everyone. Okay,
Hello.
for me, I think role prompting is one of the most specific. It's like a type of prompting where you really give the AI a lot of detail in order to get a very um, detailed and vivid response.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, I have something in mind for us to do tonight, but I think I want to throw it open to the house. Is there anyone here working on a project that you can share with us that you think you want to use AI for? Is there anyone, something you want to work on, a major project you think you want to use AI for, that I think you can share with us? If something, personal, please, you do it personal, but something you think we can all learn from. Anybody, 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 anybody. All right, please go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, you asked if there's anyone who is working on something that they want to use AI for. Yes, I am working on something that I do want to use AI for.
Can you share with us?
Okay, it's quite personal.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Okay.
All right. So probably later on, I'll probably send some resources to you for that. No problem. I think I understand kind of personal. All right. But is there anyone here with a public project that you think you want to share with us? Something that nobody. All right. A book cover design for a collection of short, beautiful. So do you agree we should work with this? Everyone, do you work with this? Thank you, Glory. Thank you, Hannah. Who else? Do we work with this? All right. Thank you, Ruth. All right, Emmanuel, do you want to say something? Okay, I think that's a hands up. All right. Now, so I'll be showing you this. Please pay attention to my prompting. Please pay attention. We're moving to role prompting now. Now, so in case you want to just know, we have other types of prompting. We have chain of thought prompting. We have temperature prompting. But those things are a bit technical. We may not touch on that today because I'm so time conscious. So let me move back to my GPT. All right. I hope you cannot see my GPT. Oh, Amira, amazing. All right, so we need a book cover design for a collection of short stories. All right. So it means that we want our AI to act as what? A designer. Are we following, please? All right. Amazing. So I think someone asked yesterday about how to use AI for music. All right, I'll touch that after now. But let's start with this first. All right, so we want our AI to act as a designer. Okay, let's use the same chat. It doesn't have to be much. All right. So role prompting, like I said, entails you giving context to the AI. So I often like to start like this. Please follow me closely. Are we together, please? All right. So you are a professional graphic designer with about let's say 2 decades. Now, obviously, we know AI doesn't have lived experiences, but when you role prompt it, it generates the idea from its trained data, right? You are a professional graphic designer with about 2 decades of experience. All right, crafting and designing high quality visuals. You've worked with international brands. Now notice the context I'm giving here. Now, obviously, this is a what's it called? A makeup scenario, but this gives the AI perspective. You work with international brand and you understand the perks. The perks of designing visuals that engage a vast audience. Now, this is very short, but trust me, if you prompt an AI like this, one of the first things it's going to do is that it would narrow down. So it won't care about all of the bogus data it has been given. It will narrow down what you want to a particular focus. Now let's send this to GPT and see what it's going to do. All right, where's my GPT? All right, let's do this quickly. Now, amazing. So, would you like me to apply this graphic designer's lens to the whole course essay? Blah, 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 all of that. So, no, I don't want to do that. The idea that we want to do tonight is we wanted to do a cover design for a collection of short stories. All right, now this is where we have to now take a step back. So now we have a designer here as an experience supposedly in this context to design, right, for about 2 decades. Now, so what concept do we first have in mind? Let's start with that. Anybody? And see, this is where you do not leave the entire creative process to AI, right? You have someone, sorry, it's now acting as a designer, with that experience. But then what graphic picture or what graphic image do you have in mind and you would like it to give back to you? Anybody? What should we title this? You see where this thing comes in, right? All right. Okay, Amira says a concept about cultural preservation. Remember, said a joining of light and dark with elements from both blending together. I like that. Now, this is where the creative process becomes conjoined. We're now working on this together. All right. So, what do we title this? I think would go with the latter. So, we'll leave that other first one to maybe the next project. But for Jemima, let's see how we could work on this. So, how do we title this? What do we call it? What do we call it? Anybody? Do we call it light and dark? Eclipse. All right. Amazing. Okay. Love and night. It's a play on the phrase love and light. Love and night is a play on the phrase love and light. All right. We'll try both concepts. Let's see how it turns out. Right. So for the eclipse, I just had the mental picture in mind. You said this is why for your creative process, you need to have pen and paper with you, pen with you. You are brainstorming together. This is why you are on top. This assistant is here for you and with you, right? It is not what's the common myth now. It's not a replacement for creativity. It's an enhancement to creativity. All right. So for the eclipse, I have a mental picture in mind, and it's the picture of the moon. And on the moon into two halves, and then the first part, by the left is bright, and the other part by the right is dark. Are we together, please? I want to be sure we're together, please. Are we together, please? Right? And then we have a cursive font. By cursive, I mean like a design font that writes eclipse. Then a collection of poems. Can we start with that, please? Can we start with that, please? All right. Yeah, I want us to be really fast. That's why I'm rushing this. All right. I want to design an ebook cover for a collection of poems. The proposed title is, let's say, eclipse. That would be for emphasis. I like to do this. It doesn't make any difference, but this is just me and my prompt. All right. And I do have a concept in mind. All right. So let's try this first. Let's see what comes out. All right. Okay. So obviously it would give you a little bit of design principles, typography. It tells you. So to those that design here, you know what this thing means. Modern sans serif, the color palette, the imagery, none of that. Yeah. You don't always, or you won't always need everything that it gives you. Because it has a lot of data, it will give you a lot of things at first, right? But you know what you had in mind. Do you understand? All right. So so it's saying that as a professional graphic designer, it gives you an approach, typography, color palette, imagery, mood, and all of that. So Yeah. So what do you want? I want a photorealistic, because I don't want it to be to be looking obviously AI, right? So we need to take this from ChatGPT to probably another image editor. But for now, I'm showing you the iteration process involved before we move on to more complex things. All right, a photorealistic image of the moon. On one side, it's bright and full of light. All right. Full stop. On the other side, it's dark with little or no light. What else do you want to put on the image? Now I want this to appear mystical, creating a feel of light and dark. Now under this, are we still together, please? Hope I've not lost anybody. Are we still together, please? Are we still following? All right, I'm trying to make it very fast because this is not where I'm going to today. Under this, I would like theme eclipse to appear in a cursive font. Now, cursive is calligraphy, jigger, right? Followed by a short phrase or followed by a collection of poems underneath. Sorry, underneath it. All right, I need to close this here. All right. Now, this is where people make a mistake. People often would send this to the AI like that. It may not have understood the context of your question or the context of what you have in mind. So here's one thing I always add as a plus. Now, before you comment with this, let's analyze together and see what changes what changes can be made from this idea in mind. All right. Now again, this is where we're going to be pushing this through. You have given it a project to work on. So here's where you allow it, look at it critically, think about a lot of factors while you just sit back and watch it do the work for you. Right? Now let's move this again to Gemini before we move on to image effects. Now, so Gemini also would really help us in this process. So again, remember how we began? We began with role prompting. We began with giving context, and then we moved on now to something more powerful. All right, so here we have nines. All right, that's a strong thematic concept. I'll walk through what's working, what to watch for, and concrete suggestions. So your Eclipse cover reads beautifully as a full size and all that, right? Okay, all right. So now I wanted a cursive font, but remember that we are working on this together. And so it's in here that if we use a cursive font, the legibility may not be, script font can become a blob when the cover is viewed, on a thumbnail. Exactly. Now, it may be hard seeing the line between the light and dark. If done abruptly, it can read like a cut and paste. All right. So now these are the factors it wants us to look out for, because right now it's speaking as a professional graphic designer. So quickly, let's move on now. All right, so contrast and color harmony, bright but its dark side must still let text read comfortably, especially the subtitle and author name. All right. So it's also giving you a bit of things to do. Pick you know, all of that typography. Okay. All right. All right. Now, so I won't be able to go through all of this because the time we have is very short. But I could just say this. All right. Um, Based on the suggestions. All right. We have something ongoing right now, but then let's quickly leave. Are we together, please? I want to be sure we're following. Are we picking something? All right. All right. All right. So we'll move this now from this. We'll move it back to Gemini, and then again, I think I mentioned about how we began this whole thing to start with. All right. So we copied this same prompt that we used here. So this same principle applies to most things that you want to do. So you have a project you're trying to work on, you have something you want to do, give it context. Don't just say, write this for me. Always give it context. Then context will help it understand better what you want to do. All right, all right, all right. Now, so we move on again. What's next prompts that we wrote? All of this. Now, the reason why I would like us to stay with Gemini for this concept is mostly because Gemini has unlimited image generation. ChatGPT on the other side, on the other end, would always give you what's it called, limits per image generation. But with Gemini, we have access to a lot of image generation, and it's free and it's unlimited at different models and different levels. All right, so what do we have here? So it's saying here that that's a fantastic concept, the idea of using the moon and all of that, using mystical light and blah 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 blah. All right, so based on this concept, that's what it gets us. All right. So we have something also ongoing here. Are we still together, please? Are we still together, please? All right. I'm not seeing some people's responses. Are we still together, please? I want to be sure we're all following. Are we still together? Are we still together? Okay. All right. All right. So we have something here on Gemini. Okay. This is still very vague. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Let's see what edit we could do to it. Add the text as earlier stated in my prompts. Let's now move here again. All right, so I have something here on ChatGPT. Can you all see this, please? Can we all see this, please? How does this look? Amazing, Ambira. All right, so how does this look? Do you want us to make more edits to it? All right, so what edit do we make to it? Quickly, quickly, quickly. I also want to show you how to make this into a 3D stuff very, very quickly. What more edits can we make with this? What more edits can we make to this? Quickly, 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 quickly. So I'm shuffling between GPT and Gemini. So just in case you are okay, author's name. All right, so what else? 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 Aside author's name. So which name do we put there? Let's talk. We've not even. It looks too empty. We need little other elements to fill in the blank space around. Not too much because we still need white space, but enough so that it doesn't feel so empty. Beautiful, beautiful. What was it? We should have best selling at the top. Amazing, amazing. Maybe a bit of love notes. Okay, okay. All right. So this is what we just did now. With prompting. I'd like us to also, because this also looks very, very simple. Maybe too simple for me. All right. So we want to add, do we add best selling at the top? Do we make this a best selling? Okay, all right. So we can put Jemima is the author. Amazing. So we'll put Jemima and CDB as the author. Do we put best selling? All right, we should put best selling. All right. So we want to add a bit of what's it called? Background. How did she put it now? A little background elements to it, so it's not so basic. Now, this is a mistake people make. If you go in right now and type with AI, add background elements, what it will give you will shock you. I don't know if you should try it, but because of time, you will probably try this one personally. If you only type in a prompt like that, it would give you a lot of, sometimes out of what you want, because it's still, you need to retain the context. Please note this down. You need to constantly retain the context of what you are saying. So if the context is about fashion, retain the context. Retain the context. Retain the context. All right. So I put in New York Times best-selling authors. I put in Creative's Virtual Bootcamp. Quickly. All right. Now give a bit of compliment to AI. This is beautiful. Let AI also feel itself. This is beautiful. Amazing. Right? But I would like a little bit of adjustment to to the background. Now, always add this line. I write this in caps because I believe that caps will make it see what I'm saying, but don't mind me. That's just to play. Retain all the original elements, in this design. Are we following, please? Yeah, so AI needs constructive criticisms because AI doesn't have feelings yet. So that tomorrow when AI comes and I want to punch you, you know that this is where it started from. All right, so retain all the original elements in this design. However, add, yes, I think it's called vectors. Say this is a love-based poems. So however, add vectors pertaining to love and letters in the background. And also at the top, include. So we have what Auntie Jemima said we should put. New York Times best-selling. Okay. Then we have lastly, and normally you should not do this, you should break it down, but because of time, we're going to rush this at once. Lastly, add the author's name. As Creatives Virtual. Oh my God, our time is fast spent. Virtual Bootcamp. All right. Okay, so are we still together, please? Let's see what is the result, what the result is going to be before we move on to other platforms very quickly. While that is going, I think we should move on to music. Okay, I think it's done. I'd like us to move on to music very fast. Music, and for those that okay, it's almost there. For music, we need to have a script. So do you make it a love song or a someone already put thumbs up? People like love. Amazing. All right. Okay. So why ChatGPT is still ongoing? All right. So I'm going to show you. So for those into music, this is the platform you use. You go to suno.ai. Suno.ai. Right. All right. So because I already have an account with them, they okay. Let's start this again. All right. Let's see how this works here. Let me check on ChatGPT again. ChatGPT is still thinking. All right. Can you see my Suno AI screen? Don't say love is life. Can you see my Suno AI screen? All right. So I don't know. Can someone quickly give me a verse of a love song? Because we'd like you to sing for us. Do you get? So let's assume you are a music artist. You're trying to work on something, and you want to just what would this sound like in a song? Do you get? Then we'd see how we could work on that. So do we use AI for that, or can someone give us a line very fast? All right. Roses are red, violets are blue. You are special, and I love you. Okay. Okay. Anybody? My moon among many stars. Amazing. Anybody else? I'll try to make all of this into a lyric, but let me check again on ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT is done. Do you want to see my design? ChatGPT is done. No? All right, you're my lover, you're my friend. Okay. All right. Let's see what ChatGPT did. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right. So this is what ChatGPT gave us. Is it clear or do I zoom in? All right. So is this okay for us to start with? All right. Now, so imagine you had to pay for this. Imagine you have to pay for this. This is going to take a lot of time, but it's simple prompting, row promptings. We have now. Let me now show you how you can have a book cover in 5 minutes. Are you ready for that? Then we come back to Suno AI. I'll show you how to make this into a book cover. You can do that with ChatGPT again, right? But I want to show you something else that is also amazing that you could use. All right. So while we're at that, please someone should help me collect all of the lyrics that we have and make it into a love song for us so we could use this. All right, I should zoom in. Okay. Okay, give me a minute. Let me download this so I could open it properly. Is this better? Is this better? All right. So I assume you could all see this now. So now I want to make this into a book cover in 5 minutes before we come back to Suno AI. So we already have a lyric here. All right. So let me copy the lyric we have pasted here. we move on to Suno AI. Now, I wish there was time we could have explored a lot and a lot of AI tools, right? But then you could always go on your own. If you probably have, you could always reach out to me. There's something you want to work on, you want to know the AI tool for it, you can always reach out to me. So I'm gonna paste this. All right. So let's see. And just click on create. This is not exactly, I'm not into music. So, all right. So we're going to paste a lyric here. So yes, I have some songs here that I have. You want to hear my song? I did this song recently for someone that was late for an, can you hear this? Can you hear this?
No, we can't. We can't hear it.
You can't hear it. Wow. Okay, I would like everyone to hear this. Okay, a minute, please. All right. So while we have that, let's paste our lyric here again. So we want this to be emotional, right? So you just put the tag. You want it to be emotional. You want it to be do you want it to be hip hop? I don't know what genre do we have again. Those that are into music here. I'm doing this for business acts yesterday. What genres do we have? How do we? So for the Suno AI, you have a lot of what's it called, credits for that, right? So it's not entirely free, but you have a lot of credits you could use, right? So you won't even need to you get eventually. So I'll try to play it now. Just give me a minute. But then for those that yeah, so do we do it a pay what's it called, rock or R&B? Quickly, quickly, quickly. This is already 7:20. Which do we do? Which do we do it? Rock or R&B? Anybody? Afrobeat. Amazing. I think we have R&B 3 times. So the R&Bs have it. I honestly don't think I know. I think I honestly don't know what that sounds like. So I'm also eager to find out what R&B sounds like. Because emotional, R&B, and let's say shooting, and all of that. All right. So let's paste the lyrics here again. All right. All right, so let's quickly just create something. So those of you that probably want to later try this out, you could always explore. And we have something. I wish you could hear it. I wish you can hear it playing from here. But I have to open my media viewer for you to be able to see this. All right, a minute please while I sort that out. Okay, we have something here already. So while we are that, let's move on again. So to get a book, so I'm sorry I'm living between different apps because I have to be very time conscious now. So it's called a Dazen, right? There are many other mockups you could use, but this is one I use. It's very fast, right? It's called a Dazen, Adazaing. So we click on a Dazen, you upload your cover from ChatGPT, and voila, you have your book mockup rather. So there are a lot of templates you could pick from here. This is the one I use mostly. Then we upload what's it called? We upload oh, you can't see my screen. Sorry, I'm not sharing this screen. I'm not sharing this screen. All right. Are we still together, please? So let me share the screen for Adazin so we can be all on the same page. Can you see my screen now on Adazin? All right, so instant book mockup. All right, so we'll soon get our sound ready, but I'd like us to do something now. All right, so we have our book mockup here. Let's just use a common template. We could use this. All right, we need to upload our design from GPT. Okay, we open this here and you just put in your email that you'd like to get this on. All right, and here we go. So while this is generating, let's move on again to Suno AI very quickly. All right, our moon, very amazing title. So it named our song Moon Among. Okay, let's download this so we could listen to it officially. Just in case we can't hear it, it will be sent to the WhatsApp group so we can all listen to it and know what we did. So I'm trying to download everything now so we could listen to it. All right. So I move on again to, so here we go. This is our book cover. So you only get one out of all of this, right? Because it's paid, but you have something to start with here. So here we go. This is our book design. So you have concepts in mind, you have a book you want to do, you have an idea you want to bring on board. If it's a book cover, an album cover, a fashion concept, you could have it something like this. So this was entirely done. I didn't have to. These are things people actually charge a lot for. Now, if you want something more professional than this, there's another route for that. But I'm just going with the simple ones we have in mind. So this being done, let's move on to our music now. All right. So I'd like us to listen to the music. All right, I'll play this now so we can all hear it. A minute, please. We are fast out of time. All right, so I'll be sharing my VLC now so we can all listen. All right. Can you hear it? Were you able to hear it earlier? All right. Why is it not showing my VLC? But can you hear it when it was playing earlier? Okay, then let me just play it. Stars, roses are red, violets are blue. You are special and I love you.
You are my lover. You are my friend.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Our time is fast spent. We're out of time. All right, but yeah, that's what it does sound like when you use AI for all of this. Now, so we've covered a few things tonight, and the last thing we just need to do, I think I will just ask questions here. So because I wasn't able to cover a lot of AI tools, so I'll be sending some images to the group so you could play around with. The same prompt applies for everything. So we have you've seen how the book concept works, you've seen how role prompting works, you've seen the concept behind everything, right? So now I'd like to ask, to hear your questions. So what do you want to work on that you need to know the specific AI tool for it? I think that will be the last thing tonight. I could not cover a lot because we started quite late. Yeah. So please so is there something you want to do? A project you want to work on, you want to know the specific AI tool to use, you could let me know now, before I wrap up here tonight. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. If I want to design a t-shirt, design, maybe something on a t-shirt, what tool would be best for me to use? Thank you.
All right. All right, ma. So for context, do you want it to be a plain t-shirt, or do you want someone to be wearing a t-shirt, or do you want to style? I'm trying to get the concept you have.
Okay, let's say for example, I want to write Vicky Splendor, My Life is Sweet on a t-shirt. And
Okay.
yeah, so like what tools can I use to play around different designs and all of that?
All right. All right. All right. Yeah, a lot of tools for that. You could also start with ChatGPT. All right. You could also move to I think I wish there was time to touch this, right? But for something like that, I would suggest you use what's it called? Image FX. Now, so but do you want someone to be wearing a t-shirt, or do you just want it to be a t-shirt?
Just the t-shirt.
All right. Okay, so for that, again, move to GPT. So you could always chat me up if it doesn't work. So I'll walk you through the process. But move to GPT, role prompt it that all right, you could even use the design concept, right? So I have this idea in mind. I want to do a t-shirt design that has this exact text on it. So let it give you an image, rather, let it give you something to work with. Then also tell it to give you a prompt for that. So once you have the prompt, then I would send you a platform where you could paste that prompt. Let me just show us now, everybody. So let me just this last thing I'll be showing us tonight before we wrap up here. It's not working. All right. I think there's something wrong with my screen here. All right, I'll just have to type it on the chat box. Okay. All right, I'm seeing your questions here. I'll come back to that very quickly. All right, so for Miss Victory, so what you do, number one, is that you move again to GPT, you prompt it, you raw prompt it for the exact detail that you want. And after that, you move on to, you get an image of that sort. But do not forget, if you notice, there was a particular line I used for this book design. I put hyper realistic. So AI by default is designed to give you things that are AI-ish. I'm sure you've seen some people's head shape and like this is obviously AI, right? So, but you want something more real. So use the word photorealistic or hyper realistic, right? So you prompt it for that. Then you ask, what's it called? You emphasize on constraints that it has to be hyper realistic or photorealistic, and I wouldn't want it to have any other thing in the background, just a t-shirt on a beautiful surface, things like that. All right, let's do something now. I'll send some images to the group now. I'd like you to look at it. So I think everyone, if you're on the WhatsApp group, I'll send something to the group now. I'd like you to look at it, everybody. All right. I've sent it. Let's check it out. Have you all seen it, please?
Beautiful.
Exactly. Now, this was made with Nano Banana. This is what's it called? Yes, the Gemini version that we have here. So this was a simple prompt that brought about all of this. Do you understand? So that's what I'm trying to to say here. So if you want yourself to be wearing the t-shirt, you could do that with AI as well. So here's the simple process involved, so I don't go back to something repeatedly. Number one, go to GPT, get your prompts and everything. Once you get your image, move it to Gemini. Very simple. Upload your image and tell it to make you, so tell it to keep all of your facial features, your expression, your skin tone, but then it should allow you wear that t-shirt. I don't know if that's clear enough, ma.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much.
All right. You could always reach out if there's any issue around it. I wish we could do that now, but the time is not on our side tonight. All right. For PowerPoint presentations, all of my PowerPoint for this bootcamp was done with, let me type the name, Gamma AI. Gamma AI is a beast. Sorry to use that word, but it's a beast. It's a beast. It's a beast. It's a beast. It's an amazing platform. Just go to gamma.ai, right? So, but I use Gamma and Canva because Gamma does not allow you exports without watermark because it's paid, but it has about 1,000 credits, so you have a lot of time to use it. So I export my designs in PNG, in in image JPEG PNG. I take it to Canva and I size it. I add style to it. So all of those lines you were seeing on my slide, let me expose myself. I was covering watermark. I could not. Yes, I had to do all of that. You get, because I was so key on excellence. You understand? So, but use Gamma AI. It is a very powerful platform. Just paste your Word doc. So what you want to present, let it be on Word documents. Take the Word documents to Gamma, upload. It will help you. What's it called? Section it into different cards. Right? It has about 10 pages. Then you could add pages later if you want to add later. Right? But it's an awesome tool to use. Is that clear, ma? Those person asked about PowerPoint. Is that clear enough? All right. A project on foreign exchange markets as a statistician. Please use Claude. Use Claude. Use Claude. Use Claude AI. Right. Row prompt it. Give it the context. Right. If you need to generate code for it, use Claude. Right. So use either Claude or Gemini 2.0 Pro, the one that has maths involved. I think I said that earlier. So Gemini 2.5 Pro that has maths for coding, or use Claude AI. Either of the two work very well. You can use ChatGPT again, but then it will give you a generalized answer depending on how you narrow your prompt down to it. Data visualization, beautiful. There are quite platforms you could also use for this. All right. So again, Claude AI works for this as well. Yes, Claude AI. I had to think of the easiest for you to use. Claude AI works for this. Again, once you give it context, it gives you a lot of things. I was doing a project recently. I think I said it on Thursday. Yeah, I think I did. Right. And I gave context to the project. I finished it in 4 days because there was context involved. So the AI was a guide. You are entering a career path. You're trying to know what to do. Maybe you want to have a roadmap. I think I said it last time that I was going to start out in animation this year, and I had to have a roadmap. I've been taking a lot of courses before, but it was just streamlined. I needed something that was detail specific. So I typed in my desire. I want to do move into AI animations, but I also want to control this, that give context to it. Then I had a roadmap that made it possible. Amira says, where can I get good and free pictures? I tried Free Pick and other apps, but they aren't as pretty and illustrative as Pinterest. Now, if you want to get the images yourself, what can I show you guys now? All right, let me show you something, everybody. This should be the last thing I should show you tonight. So I hope these are all the questions we have because we are totally out of time. All right. Amazingly, this screen is doing the most. All right. I won't be able to share my screen. I apologize. For some reason, it's all right. But I'll type a link on the chat box. You could always check it out. So most of the images I post on my story, on my what's it called, on my Instagram, they were images I generated myself, right? Hyper photorealistic. Let me check if I have something else on my gallery here that I think would help everybody. A minute, please. All right, yeah, I think I can show this. All right, I should be able to show this. And what else? What else? Yeah, only this. I'm trying to. This last thing I'm gonna do tonight before I take my leave. Okay, 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 okay. I have a few. Yes, I think I've seen all I wanted to show. All right, so I'll just be showing a few things tonight. Images that you could get. Again, like I said, the prompting must be detailed. So you could always take. So I would send the promptings for all of these images that I did on the group. I hope by today, if possible, so you could always look through again and understand the processes that went into play for all of that to work out. All right. Okay, I don't think it's showing here. Don't think it's showing here. Okay, for some reason I cannot duplicate my screen. All right, let me just do this instead. I'd like you to really see what is going on here. All right, so I have to just share my entire screen so you can see everything going on my screen. All right, so and you see my screen. I know it's a bit complicated, but this is the best I can right now. Can you see this on my screen? So this image here in particular is entirely AI generated. The image of the lady with the expression and all of that is entirely AI generated, right? So Image FX brought about this. But then again, the prompting was very important. I had to be detailed. I had to even specify the color of the scarf, the nature of it has to be yellow so it will blend in the image itself. So those are into graphics here. This would go a long way in helping all that you do. I hope that was clear enough. I hope that was clear enough. All right. I think there's no more question for me tonight because we've exhausted the time. This is too late already for those in Nigeria. All right. Thank you all so much. I know we couldn't cover a lot. But a lot has been covered tonight. And I trust that you've learned now how to maximize AI tools for your projects, for your design concepts, for your creative brainstorming. I trust that you've been able to cover the whole thing. And if you always need help and assistance, you can always reach out to me. I am an AI enthusiast. I enjoy creating things with AI. I also have a few projects we're currently working on, which will be posted on my platforms. Let's always work on things together, and I look forward to seeing the amazing presentations that will come out of this tonight. Thank you all so much. It's been an amazing time being your convener, and thank you for participating in this. Thank you for being a part of this project. I trust you have a wonderful time exploring creativity and making use of AI tools for all of your projects. Thank you so much. I'm Samuel Arise on every platform. Please be a part of what we do, and we'll see you, God's willing, maybe next year, maybe this year. But yeah, stay tuned for more. Thank you so much. Over to you, Glory.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Samuel Arishe, for a very great and wonderful session. And I had to give my ChatGPT, Gemini, and the other AI the prompt, and it gave almost exactly what you got to. And I'm so happy to be a part of this. So to close, here's our final assignment. Our final assignment is to carry every of the lessons we've learned in this bootcamp into real life. Because if we do not, there's no point of coming here. And that is your final assignment. I hope you do that very faithfully. So I would like us to do something real quick. After this meeting, we'll close in about a minute, just to tell you that don't forget to drop your lessons from the boot camp in the group. We can just do that immediately after the meeting, or not too late, maybe tomorrow or something. We would love to hear your biggest takeaway from this boot camp. Just a few sentences will be fine. Thank you very much for being a part of this. And it has been an amazing 3 days boot camp. Seemed very short, but it has been a very long ride. And on behalf of the whole team of the creatives of the of CMF Creative Minds Forum, I would like to thank you for your time, your energy, and all the resources you have put into this. Please stay connected to us, keep practicing, keep growing, and I hope to see you at the next event, because learning never ends. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Victory. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Jemima. Thank you, Omolola. Thank you,
One more
Dave.
thing before we go, please.
Thank
So sorry.
you.
Everyone, it's important that you send a review of the class so we could always post and encourage you to join the next time. So what did you learn? What stood out for you? What did you, someone that is not on, that didn't join the bootcamp, what did you think you learned that you would like them to know about? So please, you have to send it on the group. You know, what did you learn? What would you look for? What did you get from the entire bootcamp? Please send on the group today so we could push out these things on our social media platforms and create more awareness against the next bootcamp. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the emphasis. So we should have a great time.